Before we begin, make sure that when you take notes, you want to make sure that you get how adjectives are made from AR, ER, and IR verbs, important things to note about adjectives in Spanish. You want to make sure you get the irregular adjectives and the verbs they come from, and the English if you don't know them yet, examples of adjectives from verbs and sentences, and the differences in using adjectives with ser or estar. Here we go. So what's the difference between I bought, I have bought, and the car was bought? In English, the bought is the same word. And this is why language is not a word-to-word translation. Because I bought and I have bought are verbs, whereas the car was bought is a describing word. It's an adjective. Same thing with I made it. It's a verb, and it's made is an adjective. In English, the word is the same. In Spanish, it's not. She dressed, the baby is dressed, verb and adjective. Same word in English, different in Spanish. So which is your adjective? She woke up, she is awake. If you said B, give yourself a check A. Which is the adjective? I broke my arm is broken. Check A. My arm is broken. Which is the adjective? They filled a glass filled glass is not half empty. Check A. Which is an adjective? It's done, it is done, they have done their homework. If you said both A and B are adjectives, check A and check A. We created a masterpiece. The iPhone was created. Check A. They are tired. They got tired. Check A. So often there isn't a major difference in those words in English, verbs and adjectives. However, in Spanish there is. In English, she made it and it's made are in the blue. However, in Spanish, she made it is a preterite use of to make, whereas it's made is an adjective use. And obviously the word hizo and hecha are not the same like they are in English. He got dressed versus he is dressed. You can see that it's from vestir, but this is a preterite of vestir, and this is an adjective of vestir. Se cansaron and están cansados. Tired is the same word in English, preterite versus adjective in Spanish. So adjectives come from verbs in English too. To break, the verb, gives us broken, the adjective. To write gives us written, is an adjective. To read gives us read, is an adjective. Or to die and dead, verbs and adjectives. There's always a correlation. You've already seen adjectives from verbs in Spanish. Preocupar, to worry. So worried is an adjective. Preocupado, you've been using that since maybe 7th grade. Or cansar is to tire, get tired. Cansado, you're used to saying, oh, estoy cansado, I'm tired, I didn't get sleep. And so you've already seen them before. So creating an adjective from a verb, we actually need what is grammatically called the past participle. The AR verbs, you use an ado, like cansado, preocupado, cortado, tired, worried, or cut. And for ERIRs, you use ido, like bebido, drank, vestido, dressed, dormido, slept. Now, these past participles are adjectives because they describe the state of something. And that's why they need to agree in gender and number with what they're describing, like cansado, cansada, cansados, cansadas. And for people who know me, they know that I say it's the mussa, fussa, muppa, fuppa, the masculine singular, feminine singular, masculine plural, feminine plural of these words. Mussa fussa, muppa, fuppa. Mussa fussa, muppa, fuppa. It's fun to try to say. You should try it yourself. Musafasa mupafapa. So some examples. Juan está cansado. Now cansado has to end in an O because Juan is a boy. But Clegg is a girl. Y ella está cansada because I'm a girl. However, the students are plural. Cansados. Están cansados. They're tired. Of course, Mr. Spanish has to give us irregulars. We have irregulars in English too, because they don't use an auto or an edo. In English, a lot of our adjectives end in ed, but there are some like written, broken, that do not. And so there are some in English or in Spanish as well. Nevertheless, you do need to remember that they are adjectives and they will agree in gender and number with what they describe. To resize my screen. There we go. Abrir, to open, gives us abierto, opened. The store is opened, the store is closed, the window is opened, the window is closed, cubierto, or covered, rather. Descubrir, discovered. Escrito gives us written. We don't say wroted or righted, we say written. Frito, you've seen this before. Papas fritas. It comes from freír, the verb to fry, and it means fried, French fries. Morir, muerto. That is dead. He is dead. The fish is dead. The dog is dead. Puesto, it is put, placed, or set. Resuelto, it is solved or resolved. Roto, it is broken. Visto, it is seen, and vuelto, it is returned. These are all the toes. We talk about the toes and the chose in this unit. These are all the toes. Abierto, cubierto, descrito, escrito, frito, muerto, puesto, resuelto, roto, visto, vuelto. These are the toes. Now let's look at the chose. And the two chose are dicho, said or told, and hecho, made or done. And you saw hecho last year in hecho a mano. It was handmade, made by hand. And there is your adjective, and there are your chose. And there are two others that are kind of weird. You've seen them before. When you wanted to say your room is clean, you'd say limpio. It does not go to limpiado as an adjective. It's just limpio. And lleno, if you wanted to say like the glass is full, you'd use lleno, filled or full. And those are just two irregulars with adjectives. For whatever reason, Mr. Spanish decided. So let's see. Las papas están, so the not the fries, they will be fried. The potatoes are fried, and they're not very good for your health. So that becomes freír, we know is a toe. So it goes to frito. However, it's papas fritas. My pen is dead. Está muerto. And the muerto agrees with bolígrafo. Los ascensores están rotos. The elevators are broken. So rotos has to agree with ascensores. La mesa está puesta. My table is set. It is all ready to go. Now, you have learned before that how you feel and where you are always takes the verb estar. Now we're adding another layer of complication to that fact, because adjectives can be used with ser and adjectives can be used with estar. Past participles, auto-edos, are used with ser when you're expressing the passive voice, what happened. And they're used with estar when you're telling what it's like, or the state of it. For example, the store was closed due to the economy, and the store is closed because it's 10 p.m. This is a what it's like. It's a state of the store. It just happens to be closed right now because it's 10. However, the store was closed due to the economy. The economy closed the store. You don't say 10 p.m. closes the store. The store is simply closed. It's what it's like. It's its current state. The fish was killed versus the fish was dead. So the fish was dead is what it's like. It is now dead. It is the state of the fish to be dead. However, the fish was killed is what happened to it. What happened to it was not deaded. It is dead. It was killed. The bottles were recycled, and hopefully they became something new, versus the bottle is recycled is the state of the bottle. This is a recycled bottle, and it is now a new bottle. The food is prepared by a chef. That is what happened to it, because it has been prepared by a chef, versus the food is prepared, meaning the food is ready. Its state is it's being ready because we are ready to eat. And it's a little complicated. Let's look at some examples in Spanish. So, invitations, you're saying that the invitations were sent for the party. Were sent, are sent. We're not sure. Is it going to be Sarah Star? So if it's they were sent, meaning my mom sent the invitations to my friends, that's what happened to them. So we could go with a form of ser, son or fueron. The Cleggeros are hidden in the hand of Clegg. So she didn't put them in her hand. I'm just holding them. They are hidden. That is a state. That's what it's like. Están escondidos. Being worried. That's a how you feel or aware you are. That's that old, what we're used to. That's an Estar, because she is worried. It's not what happened to her. No one worried me. I can't be made to worry. It's just my state. I am currently worried. Las galletas, the cookies were hidden, and the monster got angry. Cookie Monster gets really angry when you hide his cookies. So someone hid his cookies, and so now they were hidden. That's what happened to them. Fueron escondidos. Los platos, the dishes, were washed, and now the kitchen is clean. So if the dishes were washed, that's what happened to them. Fueron, ser. Macy's is opened, and we're going to go shopping. Macy's está abierto. That is just what it's like. It's currently opened. Little complex. We'll use these a little bit more and practice with them in class. Certainly there's some gray area. Hope you learned a little something. We are now finished. Please draw a basket of kittens in the corner of your paper. Make sure you have your completed notes, and adios.